What if Russell Westbrook got traded to the Rockets instead of James Harden? That means OKC kept Kevin Durant and James Harden together while Russ gets his own squad in Houston. Can Harden and KD achieve what Russ never could, or will Russ prove he was the one all along? Let's find out. It's the 2012-13 season. In real life, this was the year the Thunder shocked everyone by trading James Harden after refusing to pay him the max, choosing to stick with Russ and Ibaka instead. But in this universe, the script is flipped. OKC keeps Harden alongside KD, and it's Westbrook who's sent to Houston to lead his own team. The 2012-13 season kicks off, and Russ makes an immediate impact in Houston. He carries the Rockets to the 7th seed in the West and earns All-NBA first team honors, putting up monster numbers of 31 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 8.5 assists. Meanwhile, in OKC, James Harden breaks out with his first All-Star appearance, as he put up numbers of 26 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 4 assists. And alongside KD, the Thunder dominate the league, finishing 68-14 as the #1 seed in the West. Right away, you can feel the path starting to split. Russ is proving he could carry a team on his own, while KD and Harden look like an unstoppable duo. But when the playoffs hit, both sides came up short. Russ and the Rockets went down in the first round, while KD and Harden were knocked out in the second. Neither path led to glory just yet, so heading into the 2013-14 season, the question is, who's gonna break through first? Year 2 and the storylines are heating up. In OKC, Harden keeps climbing, another All-Star appearance, and alongside KD, the Thunder cruise to the 2nd seed at a 63-19 record. But over in Houston, Russ takes another leap. He leads the Rockets to 60 wins and grabs the 3rd seed in the West. Not to mention, he locks in back-to-back All-NBA first team honors. The KD and Harden duo looks unstoppable, but Russ is proving he can carry a contender on his own. Two juggernauts at the top of the West on a collision course. The question is, who is gonna break through and get that finals appearance first? And just like that, the matchup we've all been waiting for. Russ versus KD and Harden in the 2nd round. The duo that stayed together versus the star who was sent away. We're gonna sim this series game by game, as the Thunder take game 1, Rockets take game 2, Thunder take game 3, and the Thunder take the commanding 3-1 series lead. Alright, you guys, we are hopping into game 5 here. It is currently 118-116. Houston has the lead with 2 minutes left to go and is trying to force a game 6. Here is OKC. They could possibly tie or take the lead. Kevin Martin over to Serge Ibaka, and it finds Harden for 3 in the lead, and it's no good. Over to Gordon for the tough mid-range is no good. Rebound putback no good by Jones. OKC is running. Martin over to KD, who ties the game. Houston needs to win this game if they want to keep their season alive. It's Russ, 2-man game with Dwight, and he throws it down. Trying to get something to go, he finds a wide open Harden for the 3, and OKC takes the lead. What a clutch shot there by James, but Russ throws it up to Dwight in transition, and they get the quick bucket right back. Gonna run a 2-man game with Perkins. KD for 3, no good. Russ puts up a tough layup, is no good. Oh, it's Kevin Martin! No good! Rebound, Houston! Gordon on the drive. Spinning. Pump faking over to Russ. Lobs it up to Dwight Howard as the Rockets take a 3-point lead. It's Kev over to Martin! No good! Man, that was a wide open look at a 3. OKC desperately needs a stop. Here's Gordon over to Russ. Russ trying to baby Harden in the post. He's gonna lay, and he gets it to fall. Russell Westbrook with the clutch shot. OKC not out just yet if they can make a quick 3 here, but they gotta be fast. Here's Harden. Over to Kevin Durant for 3. Gets it to fall. This game is not over. Now OKC has to play the foul game, and it looks like Harden fouled out with that foul, so they're not gonna have him here in crunch time, as Russ makes the first shot to make it a 3-point game, and the second one makes it a 4-point game. OKC has no more timeouts, regardless if KD or Kevin Martin, who makes the 3, as they send Russ to the line with 3 seconds left. Even if he makes 2, they can still tie this game up. First is good. Remember, OKC has no timeouts. The second one makes it a 3-point lead. 3 seconds left. It's Reggie Jackson for the tie. No good. And it will be Russ and the Rockets winning Game 5 to force a Game 6. And it will be Russ and the Rockets just barely beating out the Thunder in Game 6 to force a Game 7. We are hopping into Game 7. It is currently 101 apiece with 3 minutes left to go. And one of these two teams are trying to force their way to the Western Conference Finals. Two-man game with Perk. Harden trying to get in his bag. Step back three. No good. Russ in the paint, Euros, and he throws it down over Harden as the Rockets take a 2-point lead. We got a duel here going in Game 7. It's KD for 3. No good. Rebound Rockets. He's got Perkins on him. He drives and he throws it down. Russ is taking over here in crunch time. Here's Harden. Will OKC respond? As Harden misses a 3. Here's Westbrook slashing, lays, and he gets it to fall. Russell Westbrook with 6 straight points to take a 6-point lead here late in the fourth. Harden spinning, and he throws it down over Russ. What a response by Harden. This game is not over. But Dwight lays it up and in as the Rockets respond right back. OKC needs a quick bucket here. It's James with the 3. No good. We may just see the dagger here, folks. It's Gordon for 3. No good. Harden pulls. And the shot is no good. OKC just crumbled here in crunch time. They're going to send the double, and it's Dwight as he throws it down. And ladies and gentlemen, that will be the icing on the cake and the dagger in the heart as the Rockets are going to advance to the Western Conference Finals. But unfortunately, in that Western Conference Finals, Russ and the Rockets would end up losing to the Lob City Clippers in 5 games. Russ just proved that he can take Houston deep in the playoffs. Meanwhile, OKC is still hunting for that first breakthrough with their new duo. We're 2 years in and both paths have shown promise but with no rings yet. So heading into the 2014-15 season, the pressure's getting heavier and who is going to rise first. By year 3, the West runs through OKC and Houston. The Thunder dominate again, finishing 68-14 as the #1 seed, while Russ and the Rockets aren't far behind with 61 wins of their own. Both stars earn All-NBA honors, but this time the story shifts. Harden makes his very first All-NBA team, while Russ slips down to the 3rd team after back-to-back first-team selections. The question now, with both teams sitting on top of the conference, whose path to the finals will hold up when it matters most? But unfortunately for Russ and the Rockets, they won't even make it out of the first round as they lost in 5 games to the San Antonio Spurs. But the story is much different over in OKC because Harden and KD finally had their breakthrough moment, cruising past the entire Western Conference as they'll make it to their first NBA Finals since the splitting of Russell Westbrook. And in this Finals, they'll be facing off against the Chicago Bulls led by Derrick Rose. We're simming this Finals game by game as the Thunder take Game 1, Thunder take Game 2, Thunder take Game 3. Bulls aren't done with this series just yet as they blow out the Thunder in Game 4 to force a Game 5. And the Bulls win back-to-back blowout games as they win Game 5 to force a Game 6. We are hopping into Game 6 here. It is currently 113-114 with 2:45 left to go. Thunder down by 1. Here's Harden on the drive as he takes the 1-point lead right back. Here comes Chicago, being led by Derrick Rose, who never got hurt in this universe, as Joakim Noah takes the lead right back. Crossover, and he lays it up and in as Thunder take the lead right back. Luol in the post, he lays, and he gets it to fall. Here comes KD. OKC needs a bucket. It's Kev. Slashing, lays, and he gets it to go right back. D Rose, 2-man game with Joakim. Rose drives over to Butler. Jimmy, 2-man game with Noah. He pulls. No good. Rebound OKC. This is their chance to extend this lead. It's Kevin Durant, crossover behind the back. back and he lobs it to Ibaka. What a play to take a 3-point lead. Chicago is not out of this game just yet. There's still a minute left to go and they're only down by 3. It's Rose. He pulls for the tie. No good. Rebound OKC. And this could be the dagger shot right here. Who are they going to go to? Will it be KD? No good. Chicago's still in it. Here's Jimmy Butler. They got to go quick. Here's Boozer. Over to Rose. Rose steps back for 3. No good. And it will be the OKC Thunder beating out the Chicago Bulls in 6 games to win their very first NBA championship. And it was Harden who took home the finals MVP as he went off, averaging 34 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 5.8 assists. Harden and KD just did something that Russ and KD were never able to accomplish. The message is loud and clear. Harden may have been the piece OKC needed all along. The question now, can Russ ever match it, or has Harden already left him behind? Year 5 and Russ answers back in a big way. After watching Harden and KD win it all last season, Westbrook bounces back with his best year yet, taking home his very first MVP as he put up averages of 27 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 9.5 assists, and leading Houston to a 65-17 record, locking in the 2nd seed in the West, and just behind them, Harden and KD at the 3rd seed. The rivalry is alive and well, and Russ just reminded the league he's not going anywhere. But can Russ do it again? We are now in the 2nd round of the playoffs once again, and we get a rematch from 2 years ago when the Rockets and the Thunder faced off in the 2nd round. The Thunder are coming off a championship, and Russ is coming off an MVP season. Let's see who's gonna take this series home. We're simming this series game by game as the Rockets take game 1, Rockets take game 2, OKC takes game 3, and the Rockets take the commanding 3-1 series lead. But OKC forces game 6, but it is the Houston Rockets beating out the OKC Thunder in 6 games to advance to the Western Conference Finals. And Russ and the Rockets would get the revenge on the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals to advance to their very first Finals appearance, where they'll be facing off against the Washington Wizards led by John Wall and Bradley Beal. We're simming this Finals game by game as the Rockets take game 1, Rockets take game 2, Wizards take game 3, and the Rockets take the commanding 3-1 series lead. And it will be Russ and the Rockets beating out the Wizards in 5 games as Russell Westbrook wins his very first NBA Finals. And it was of course Russell Westbrook who took home the Finals MVP as he put up averages of 27 points, 9.5 rebounds, and 11.5 assists as Russ caps off his historical season, taking home the MVP, winning his first NBA championship, and taking home the Finals MVP. After Harden and KD's Finals run last year, it felt like Russ was getting left behind, but this season he flipped the narrative on its head. Westbrook not only knocked out that duo that replaced him, he carried Houston all the way to a title and a Finals MVP, something Harden was never able to do in Houston. 1 year after Harden pulled ahead, Russ comes roaring back, reminding everyone this rivalry is far from over. The 2016-17 season brings a huge shift. In real life, this was when KD left OKC for Golden State, leaving Russ to put the Thunder on his back and win MVP. But in this universe, it's Harden who's left behind in OKC with no co-star. While Russ basks in the glow of his first ring, the question flips. Can Harden do what Russ did in real life? And will he be able to carry this OKC team all by himself? We're now at the end of the season, and James Harden did the unthinkable, because not only did he take home his very first MVP, but he did it in dominant fashion as he put up insane numbers of 40 points, 5.6 rebounds, and 5.3 assists. And he carried this awful OKC roster to the 6th seed in the West with a record of 45-37. Fast forward to the postseason, and both Russ and Harden have made it out of the first round, and now now we get the matchup of the ultimate rivalry. Russ is just coming off of an NBA championship in a historical MVP season, while James Harden just came off his very first MVP. But let's not forget, Russ is 2-0 up against the OKC Thunder in the postseason. Let's see if James Harden can shift that narrative. We're simming this series game by game as OKC takes game 1, Houston ties it up 1 apiece, OKC takes game 3, and OKC takes the commanding 3-1 series lead. Houston is not done just yet as they win game 5, and OKC just completed the ultimate upset, beating out the second-seeded Houston Rockets in 6 games to advance to the Western Conference Finals. But unfortunately for Harden and the Thunder, their Cinderella run would come to an end as they would just barely lose to the Clippers in 7 games, coming up just short of the NBA Finals. The 2017-18 season shakes up everything. In OKC, Harden gets his first real super team, teaming up with Paul George and Carmelo Anthony. Over in Houston, Russ links up with Chris Paul, setting the stage for both stars to reload. But when the dust settles, it's Harden who comes out on top. The Thunder dominated the league, finishing with a 72-10 record as the #1 seed in the West. While Russ still shines individually with another All-NBA first team selection, but his Rockets slid all the way down to the 7th seed at 48-34. We are now in the playoffs, and it is time for the Western Conference Finals, where we get a rematch between the Thunder and the Rockets, and we're simming this series game by game as the Rockets take game 1, Houston takes game 2, and Houston goes up 3-0, and it will be the Houston Rockets completing the ultimate upset, sweeping out the 72-10 OKC Thunder to advance to the NBA Finals, where they'll be facing off against the Cleveland Cavaliers led by LeBron James, Isaiah Thomas, and Kevin Love. We're simming this finals game by game as the Rockets take game 1, Rockets take game 2, and the Rockets take the commanding 3-0 series lead. Cavs aren't done just yet as they win game 4, and the Cavs keep fighting as they win game 5. Alright, you guys, we are hopping into game 6 here. It is currently 125-124 with 2 minutes left to go. Cavs have the ball and are trying to force a game 7 as LeBron turns it over. Here is Russ. The Rockets need to close out this series tonight. Here's CP3 being guarded by LeBron. 2-man game with Ariza. CP for 3 is no good. And here comes LeBron with Chris Paul on him as he finds Tristan Thompson for the dunk, and the Cavs take the lead. Here is Russ being guarded by J.R. Smith, and he throws it down. Here he is on the drive again, and he passes it to Isaiah Thomas in the corner, and he can't get it to fall. Here's Russ. 2-man game with Capella as he's gonna find Capella in the paint, but he smokes the layup. Here comes LeBron. Gonna slow things down. Here's Isaiah Thomas as he pulls for 3, and it's no good. Isaiah had a good look at it, and this could be the dagger shot if you are the Rockets, as Russ puts it up and in. Will they go for a quick 2? It's JR for the tie, and it's no good. Russ. First is good, and the second to put them up 5 is also good. And it will be Russell Westbrook and the Houston Rockets beating out the Cavs in 6 games as Westbrook and the Rockets complete their Cinderella run, and Russ wins his 2nd NBA championship. And it was Russ who took home the Finals MVP as he went off, putting up averages of 30.5 points, 10 rebounds, and 7.8 assists. Russ has now pulled ahead, 2 rings, 2 Finals MVPs, and he dismantled Harden's best shot at a title. The dynamic has flipped. This was supposed to be Harden's year, but instead Russ is building the dynasty. So going into next season, all eyes are on Harden. Can he finally answer back, or has Westbrook left him in the dust? We are back in the playoffs, and yes, this is a familiar sight because the #1 seeded Thunder are gonna face off against the 2nd seeded Houston Rockets. Will James Harden be able to get his revenge on Russ? Russ? Or is Russ gonna make back-to-back finals appearances? As always, we're gonna send this series game by game as Houston takes game 1, OKC takes game 2, OKC takes game 3, Houston ties it up 2 apiece, and the Rockets take the commanding 3-2 series lead. But the Thunder aren't out of this series as they blow out the Rockets to force a game 7. Alright, you guys, we are hopping into game 7 here. It is currently 122-121 with 2:30 left to go. Will the Rockets be able to extend their lead? Looks like a 2-man game is coming with Capella. CP for 3. No good. Roberson to Grant. Grant to Harden. Harden for 3 is no good. Rebounded by Roberson though, and it's Steven Adams who puts it in to take the 1-point lead. CP over to Ariza for 3, and the lead is short. Paul George trying to push it up in pace. Here's Harden for 3, and it's no good. But the door is still open for the Rockets. Here's CP to Russ. Russ is going to slow things down. Russ, 2-man game with Capella. Russ for 3 is no good. And it's Paul George on the other end as the Thunder take a 3-point lead. The door is not quite closed yet for the Rockets as they're only down by 3. Russ drives, lays, and he gets it to fall. They're gonna have to play the foul game. And the Rockets foul Andre Roberson, who is known not to be a good shooter. Roberson, first is way short, and the second is no good. Roberson goes 0 for 2. Rockets have no timeouts remaining. It's gonna come down to this final shot. CP3 to Russ. Russ in the paint. He drop steps and he lays it up and in. Russell Westbrook with the clutch shot with 0.2 remaining. I don't think there's enough time for OKC to win this game unless they do a lob. It will not matter because for the second year in a row, Russell Westbrook and the Houston Rockets will not only be making it to the NBA Finals, but will be beating James Harden and the OKC Thunder. And in this finals, the Houston Rockets will be facing off against the Philadelphia 76ers led by Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and Jimmy Butler. We're simming this finals game by game as Philly takes game 1, Houston takes game 2, Philly takes game 3, and Philly takes the commanding 3-1 series lead, and it will be the 76ers beating out Russ and the Rockets in 5 games to win the NBA Finals. For years, Russ and Harden went at each other, MVPs, finals runs, and battles that defined the West, but now it all comes to an end because it is the 2019-2020 NBA season and history repeats itself. James Harden is traded for Chris Paul. Only this time, it means that he is teaming up with his biggest rival in Russell Westbrook. Harden and Russ are no longer enemies. They're running mates in Houston. After years of trying to outdo one another, the question flips. Can these two finally win a ring together? Year 1 of the Russ and Harden reunion didn't go as planned. The Rockets finished as the 4th seed and bowed out in the first round. Just like that, their first shot together was over almost as quickly as it started. The Russ and Harden experiment lasts just 1 season before everything gets shaken up. Harden is shipped to Washington to team up with Bradley Beal, while Russ forces his way out of Houston to reunite with KD and link up with Kyrie Irving in Brooklyn. We're now at the end of the season, and Russell Westbrook just took home his 2nd MVP as he put up averages of 24 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 10.5 assists as he led the Brooklyn Nets to a very impressive 72-10 record. Harden also did his thing in Washington, making All-NBA 2nd team and leading the Wizards to the 7th seed in the East with a record of 43-39. And by no surprise, Russ and the Nets absolutely cruised past the entire Eastern Conference, making it all the way to the NBA Finals, where they'll be facing off against the Phoenix Suns, led by his former teammate Chris Paul Paul and Devin Booker. We're simming this finals game by game as the Nets take game 1, Nets take game 2, Suns take game 3, and the Nets take the commanding 3-1 series lead. And it will be the Brooklyn Nets beating out the Phoenix Suns in 5 games to win the NBA Finals. And Russ caps off yet another historical season, winning regular season MVP, NBA championship, and now Finals MVP. But unfortunately for Russ and Harden, they cannot get comfy in their situations because both of them will be headed to new teams this offseason, as James Harden will be teaming up with LeBron James and Anthony Davis in the Lakers, and Russell Westbrook will be teaming up with Joel Embiid on the 76ers. It was a pretty successful year for both Harden and Westbrook on their new teams, as both the Lakers and the 76ers would be the first seed in their respective conferences, looking like they were both going to make some noise in the playoffs. But that regular season success wouldn't translate to the playoffs, as Westbrook and Embiid would get eliminated in the second round by the Celtics, and Harden and the Lakers would get really close to the finals, but they did end up getting swept by the CP3 and Devin Booker led Suns in the Western Conference Finals. And after 17 years pro at the age of 36, Russell Westbrook has officially retired. Russ was a 3-time NBA champion, 2-time MVP, 3-time Finals MVP, 12-time All-Star, and an 11-time All-NBA player. Russ finished 13th with the most points scored all time with 31,300, 4th with the most assists all time with 12,200, 11th with the most steals all time with 2,200, got his jersey retired as a member of the Houston Rockets, and of course, he ended up making it into the Hall of Fame. His best season was definitely his first year as a member of the Rockets, where he put up 31, 6, and 8. And after 18 years pro at the age of 37, James Harden has officially retired. Harden was a 1-time MVP, 1-time NBA champion, 1-time Finals MVP, 10-time All-Star, and only a 5-time All-NBA player. Harden finished 7th with the most points scored all time with 34,400, 3rd with the most three-pointers made all time with 3,600, got his jersey retired as a member of the OKC Thunder, and of course, he ended up making it into the Hall of Fame. Harden's best season was the 16-17 season, where he put up an average of 40 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. He also had a couple of seasons where he was putting up 30, like his one season as a member of the Wizards, and the 14-15 year as a member of the Thunder. I think it's pretty fair to say that Russ did end up having the better career than Harden, but both Harden and Westbrook did end up benefiting from the career swap, as they were both able to become NBA champions and MVPs in this league. And if you guys made it to the end of this video, make sure you like and follow and comment down below which scenario you want to see re-simulated next.